Hey, it's your girl Tay. Listen, y'all know one thing about me is that I'm always going to put you down with amazing events that you cannot miss. Because why? Because Tay B's outside. And today I have the esteemed pleasure of putting you down with an event on a Monday night. Now, listen, before you say you can't go out on a Monday night, you can, because Mondays don't have to be boring, especially when live music, wine, and electrifying musicianship is involved. The City Winery Atlanta is giving you live music 7 days a week. And this Monday, Mr. Tito Fuentes Jr. is going to be in the building. Now, wait, you might say to yourself, that name sounds familiar. Well, it should, because he is the son of the legendary Mr. Tito Fuentes, one of the most influential Latin music figures in our history. And he's not only carrying the legacy, he is giving his own spin to it. And when I tell you, this man's energy is unmatched. Y'all know I got energy, but I think he's beaten me. So y'all go ahead and welcome to Live with Tay, our special Tay's Outside edition, Mr. Tito Fuentes Jr. I wanted to really get the drums and get it going. So welcome, welcome.
No drums allowed in the house.
That's the rule, huh?
That's the rule here. Yeah, wifey doesn't let the drums in the house. They got to stay at the studio.
Ooh, you know what? I like her. I like her. She said I gotta have some type of balance because
yeah. Thank you for having me on, Tay. And we outside with you today. This is great.
Yes, we're outside. We're outside. So for those that are watching that may not be familiar, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself to them.
Well, greetings, everybody. Saludos a todos ustedes. My name is Tito Puente Jr. I am a Latin jazz and mambo recording artist. You might have heard of my late father, the king of Latin music, Tito Puente. So I am his son. I've been performing music for the past 26 years, starting in 2026, since his passing in 2000. And it's been an absolute amazing journey. What I do is connect the younger generation to the music of my late father, Tito Puente, who had a 6-decade career and was a pioneer in Latin jazz and mambo music. So
I love it.
I travel around the world and bring people together for one purpose, and that's to forget about life for a while and listen to some great Afro-Cuban music.
Ooh, and right now, I don't know about y'all, we're only a few days into 2026, but we definitely need an opportunity to forget
Yes.
about life for a little bit. And so, music lovers, right? I love all different styles of music, but how would you define mambo? How would you define that to someone who may not be familiar?
Well, I usually talk about this during my concerts and try to educate younger people who might not have heard of the word or the terminology. I think they're more familiar with that term salsa music, Latin music, if you will. But salsa, to my father and me, we look at salsa music as salsa is what you put your chips in at the restaurant. The name of this music is Afro-Cuban music. It has different subgenres inside of it. Cha-cha-cha, rumba, guanguancó, son montuno, all under the umbrella of Afro-Cubano music. And thus today they call it salsa music in the broader spectrum of it. But mambo music is in particular, it connects Latin jazz and Afro-Cuban music. So the percussion section of the orchestra or the Latin jazz ensemble that we present brings in the Afro-Cuban sound, which is the rhythm of the conga, the timbale, and the bongo. That's the rhythm that you're going to hear during our sets and in most Latin Afro-Cuban music. And then we add the horn section, which has the jazz swing to it, thus creating that mambo sound that we call today, that you guys call salsa, but the original term is called mambo music. So I'm going to bring you some salsa and mambo.
Ooh, I am ready for it. And so I have watched you. I've watched some of your performances. I think that you are probably one of the most booked and busy artist that I have ever interacted with, because you do millions and millions of shows, and every time I've watched a clip of your performances, when we pan to the audience, people are smiling from ear to ear. It is like a celebration. It's not even like a concert. It's like a celebration. Why is that so important to you when you're touring and performing?
I would go as far as saying, Tay, that sometimes they feel it's a out of body or religious experience coming to a Tito Puente Jr. concert. The reason being is the nostalgic sound of Afro-Cuban music that my father created back in the 1940s and 50s and throughout his 6-decade career. And I think also people come to the show to hear the music. I look like my father when he was much younger, just without the white hair. We have the same smile and features, and I kind of emulate him on stage. But I think people come mostly to hear the music of this great compositions and arrangements that he left on this planet. He was an amazing, accomplished producer, arranger, and performer, and an electric percussion player as well. And I think people come to see that. They want to see be reminisced, and nostalgic music is really what's in right now. If you go to a lot of these concerts, people want to hear those oldies and those classic tunes. And I've been playing that music for 26 years and encouraging the young people to learn more about that historical music, the likes of Celia Cruz, Tito Puente, Eddie and Charlie Palmieri, the Fania All-Stars. Those are pioneers that open up the doors for all Latin jazz and Latin music artists that are around today, like the Bad Bunnies, Jennifer Lopez, Mark Anthony's, Ricky Martin's. All those were influenced by Tito Puente, Celia Cruz, and of course the Fania All-Stars. So when you come to the concert, you're going to get education, you'll be educated. And I think the most important thing that I want people to go away with coming to a Tito Puente Jr. concert this Monday is to be cultured and to learn about Cuban culture and Hispanic music culture. That the sound that we exude comes from our roots, and it comes from the sound of the Afro-Cuban drum, the timbal, the conga, and the bongo. And I think that's what you're going to feel. I don't think anybody's going to be sitting down at City Winery this Monday night.
Definitely not. Definitely
Latin
not.
jazz music, of course, makes people dance. And the music that we will be presenting to you guys will be the arrangements of my father, Tito Puente, who pioneered that sound.
I love it. And it's a few things that you just said that I cannot miss. The history. I applaud you, because in this day and age where there's so many mixed emotions about music with the AI and all of the things or whatnot, I love the fact that you are keeping not only the legacy that your father built, but also the culture and how you're bridging that for the youth, because the music is going to be able to continue as you pour in those seeds to the next generation. And I love that. I love that for you. I just love it. I love it. And thank you for doing that, not just for you, but for the music, right? It's a legacy. It'll always be something that will long live us far after we leave this place, right? And so growing up under musical royalty, right? Your father is full of energy, that amazing smile, such a good showman. What was something that your father taught you regarding showmanship on the stage, and something that maybe he taught you just about being a good human being?
I think for your young viewers, and I kind of exude this too, and I try to drive this point home to a lot of the young talent that's out there, maybe who are influenced by Tito Puente. I think he was a very influential and instrumental person, a titan of Latin music that people can actually look towards in being influenced into Afro-Cuban or Latin music in general. But my father taught me this. And quote, I will say this to all the young people watching: surround yourself with creative people, thus you will be creative. And unquote. And I say that simply because being a musician today is a little tricky now. Now you do have the AIs. You have a lot of DJs, a lot of people who are maybe playing, electronic music, and maybe they're not authentically playing the instruments that are presented, like with the horns and the saxophones and the piano. I think people are forgetting about talent comes from within, and you can emulate and duplicate talent through these portals and even through social media pages or anything that has to do with AI too. I'm not really a fan of it, but I do find it to be instrumental in helping out people and to be influenced into other genres of music, where we can combine mambo music with rock music or hip hop or electronic, and we can use AI with those features. But the authenticity of Latin music will always come from playing live and playing that live music, and the instruments are live. So anybody who's watching, or if you are a mom or a dad or a grandpa, teach your kids about Latin music, about the authenticity of it, the culture of it, and take a listen. Tell Spotify, tell Alexa, play Tito Puente music. When you go home, you're going to hear some of the greatest music of our generation, and from generation X, Y, Z, all the way through the baby boomer, even into the yesteryear. You will hear music that is authentic. It's true to its word, and it's timeless, as you said, Tay. It's timeless music, and I find that to be, when I'm performing and most of my concerts, I see young and old people. The older folks, of course, want the nostalgic feeling of saying, wow, look at Tito Puente's son keeping the tradition alive. And I'm hearing those songs that I used to remember from his father. And then younger people are like, wow, look at this. This is interesting because I saw Tito Puente maybe on YouTube or maybe on Sesame Street or Mambo Kings or The Simpsons or one of these TV programs. And wow, his son plays his music, and it's very influential. And I think that's really what we want to bring to the people. Be cultured, be influenced by Tito Puente music. And I think that's really what drives home the point. And again, it's an educational show too. I don't just talk about or just perform the music. In between songs, I educate everybody about Afro-Cuban music, learn about clave rhythms. That's what metronome, cha-cha, cha-cha-cha. You learn that. And of course, at the end of the night, you will experience something that's very unique, very influential, and you'll feel cultured, and you'll do a conga line right out the door and go home and listen to those songs that I'll be performing.
Listen, if nothing else, you got me at conga line, because I am down for a good shimmy. I am going to be there. And so Monday night, somebody is sitting here thinking to themselves, I would love to come, but I got to go to work on Tuesday. This music is feel-good music. It's the perfect way for you to get in the car afterwards. You're going to be full of smiles, and Tuesday is just going to linger over.
And we're not doing a late night thing either. We're starting a little bit early. So I think the show's at about 7:30 or 8 o'clock. And we do a nice set. And you'll be very much in tune with Afro-Cuban music after coming to the show. I encourage you guys. And by the way, I do meet and greet afterwards. So if you guys are Tito Puente fans, or maybe seen Tito Puente at concert, maybe hired him for your wedding or your divorce party, come meet me after the show. I love taking pictures. Tell me a story about Tito Puente, how he might have influenced, or maybe you've seen him in concert. And bring your kids too. This is an all-age thing. City Winery is an all-age place. They have food, drinks, and everything. So if you can bring your kids, I really encourage people to bring the younger people, because that's who I want to teach and encourage to listen to this music, the music of Celia Cruz, Tito Puente. Not only do I talk about my father, I talk about the whole genre of music. So come out to the show, and I'm bringing some merchandise. I got some T-shirts and cool CDs. I got music, and of course, I got my own hot sauce as well, which is funny.
What?
I got salsa.
I bet you it's spicy. It's giving all the right.
Yeah, I know people from Georgia love hot sauce. So come on out and get yourself some Tito Puente Jr. salsa.
I love it. And so listen, if nothing else, January 12th, a Monday, the perfect way to kick off your week. And listen, I mean, the music is phenomenal, plus the merch, and you have such great showmanship. Nowadays, you never hear about too many artists doing meet and greets and really engaging with the audience. So City Winery is such an intimate venue space. And I think it definitely matches your personality, because it gives you an opportunity to connect with the audience. It's going to feel like a family affair. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a lot of family, a lot of love, and a lot of great energy. So if anybody is on the fence about getting a ticket, I want you to look in the camera and tell them why they have to be in the building on Monday.
All right. Why you need to be at my show. Ladies and gentlemen, I would encourage you guys to get your tickets now at citywinery.com in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. The reason why you should come is to learn about Afro-Cuban music, learn about the music of Tito Puente, the rich history of our culture, of our roots. This is music that was timeless and created in the 1930s and 40s from Arsenio Rodriguez to Tito Rodriguez to Machito, and of course, my father, Tito Puente. And I'll give you some history lesson about Tito Puente. Over 186 albums to his credit, 7-time Grammy Award winner, 14 nominations. I mean, there's so many. I have 10,000 arrangements. I can pull songs from all types of different decades that my father performed. But you'll hear the hits, the great songs like Ran Can Can from the Mambo King soundtrack. And of course, the incredible Oye Como Va, written and composed by Tito Puente, remade by Carlos Santana. And if we were going to do some Latin jazz music, the musicians, I have a 7-piece Latin jazz ensemble, some of the greatest band members that I've ever worked with. These are cats from New York and from South Florida coming together. They work with my father. And I think you guys will be very, very entertained and learn about Afro-Cuban music, be influenced by it, get cultured, and learn and kick off your new year with some great mambo music. Take a little time for yourself and enjoy some great Latin music this Monday night at City Winery with yours truly, Tito Puente Jr. And I love to meet you guys in person. Tell me a story about Tito Puente. It brings me closer to him. We lost the king of Latin music 26 years ago, but what a way to kick off 2026 with the music that really shine a light on Afro-Cuban music around the world with yours truly, Tito Puente Jr. So come on out this Monday and January 12th at City Winery.
Listen, I couldn't have said it better. Like that right there, they should be running up to get the tickets right now, because it is going to be an amazing time. So as it is my custom on my show, because I am a music lover and I have added so much of your music to my playlist, but I got to ask, I know that you are a music lover. I know it. There's no way you can play the way you play without loving music. So I got to ask you, what's on your playlist? Give me something that we all need to add that maybe you're listening to right now. So what you got? What's on your playlist?
I'm so diverse. I was born and raised in New York City, so I have a diverse ear for music. I actually, to be honest with you guys, I didn't really care for mambo music growing up as a young teenager. I was mostly into pop music and rock, Phil Collins and Bon Jovi, rock music, Aerosmith. I was an 80s kid. And then, of course, I love dance music, freestyle music, house music. And then also I love hip hop, being born and raised in New York City. I'm a Wu-Tang Clan favorite. I love just hip hop music, Redman, Biggie Smalls, Tupac. I mean, my diverse ear is so incredibly widespread. My father didn't like any of that music. He was into jazz. He was into Basie and Duke Ellington. And he's like, what are you listening to other stuff for? But as soon as he got a check from Carlos Santana with the rock version of Oye Como Va, he started liking rock music. There you go. So my playlist is so diverse. But what am I listening to right now? Wow, I think I'm listening to a lot of my father's historical songs from the 1940s and 50s and getting more in tune with those. He was an avid vibe player too. He played the marimba, which is the vibraphone. He also played 13 different instruments. So I'm getting into that. But my playlist is so very diverse. And when I get in the car and maybe before I do like a workout or a run, I'll definitely listen to some hip hop. I'm a hip hop guy. I like some some stuff from the dirty South too. I'm into that Atlanta sound, so Def records and all that. I'm into everything. So I'm very diverse, but go home and tell Alexa, play Tito Puente music.
That part, definitely. We definitely need to add you and your father's music to our playlist, because, music has no expiration, right? There's songs that are maybe 20, 30, 40 years old. And if you hear it today, that might end up being your new jam that you add to your playlist, right? And so, no, I love that. I love the balance. You were so well-rounded. I just love it. I love it. I got 2 more questions for you. The first one is, I believe that you are a father. I think you have children, correct?
Yes.
Correct. Do we have the legacy? You still got much life in front of you, but is there anybody behind that we should be keeping our eye out for in the near future?
Yes, I am a father. I do have children. My daughter just left to school right now, which is amazing. Yeah, she's studying to be a marine biologist. And then my son, Tito Puente Jr. the third,
Ooh.
is a musician. He does pop music, but he understands he never got to meet his grandfather. He's only 17 years old, but I think he's getting in tune with it. And he'll be with me tonight. I'm doing a concert tonight over here in South Florida.
Okay.
So I usually let him open up for me sometimes. So I think I might do that tonight. He has a few singles out. So look for him. His name is Antonio Puente. So you can go to Antonio Puente Music on Spotify and check out his music.
Yeah.
So he's just up and coming now. But I'm encouraging him to play the music of his grandfather. But if he doesn't, I'm completely understanding that. Remember, I played rock music first. I was a trap kit drummer, and my dad did not like it. But he said, "Hey, my mother, thank God she's 83 years young. She's still with us, and she told me go on the road with your dad." And so in the 1980s and 90s, I went on tour around the world, traveled the planet, and that's why I learned clave rhythm and Afro-Cuban music. So that's why I kind of got that metronome in my heart and learn about my father's music. So I take my son with me, as soon as he's done with school this May, he'll be on the road with me this summer on tour. And hopefully I'll be that influence that he can maybe take over this whole thing that his grandfather left for us, this dynasty and this beautiful music that people love to hear generation after generation. So Tito Puente Jr. the third.
The third. Pressure, right? But no, I love that. We're definitely going to make sure that we get him added. Shoot, he just might be on Live with Tay. So y'all stick around.
Yes. Yeah.
Bring him in so that we can add his music and get to know him a little bit. But I love that. Your mother's such a wise woman
Yes.
to say subliminally, instead of forcing it on you, she was like, why don't you go on tour?
Yeah.
And then
she actually got tired of me and my sisters. Like, yo, you guys got to go with your dad. Like during the summer, we're not doing nothing. Like, go with your father. So I'm glad you did that.
Earn your keep. Yes, but no, I love that. I love that. And so you spoke about tours. So what else do you got coming up for those of us that might not be able to come to Atlanta this Monday to check you out? Yeah. Where else will you be, and how can we follow you to stay up on all things Tito Puente?
Wow, Tay, I got to tell you, last year was probably my busiest year. I did over 190, almost 200 concerts last year. My father did 300 concerts a year for about maybe 20 years. So it was rare that we saw him. So that's why, of course, I went on the road with him to be closer to my dad. And that's why I learned to be multicultural and learn about Afro-Cuban music and how much far-reaching this entire planet it has gone. This year, we'll be heading to the Caribbean islands. We'll be heading back to Australia. Europe is on the map there. The summertime, of course, we hit Germany and Austria. There's some big concerts going, big festivals they do during the summertime, big Latin jazz festivals. U.S. dates always happening. For the next 5 weeks, my agents already called me like, okay, we got you booked up. And I'm like, oh my God, I just, I was home for Christmas and now New Year's, now it's revving back up again. And I'm like, okay, so I got to get my mind back into it. Your concert, or the concert I'm doing this Monday, was kind of like the kickoff to the whole thing. After that, we go to Fort Myers. I'm doing some concerts with Mr. Nestor Torres. We'll be heading to the Grammys in February. To walk the red carpet and talk about the latest recording that I'll be doing this March.
Okay.
And that's exciting. So in between the touring, I'll be recording with the symphony orchestra at Burbank Studios, at Warner Brothers Burbank Studios. I recorded one song with them, Rankan Kan, last October for the 75th anniversary, but it was so good, and the response was great from the fans that we want to do a whole album.
Ooh, that's so good.
And these are songs that my father wrote out for a symphonic form. So it's 77 people in a room playing mambo music with harps, oboes, and timpani drums. Really wild. It's amazing stuff. You can see the video on YouTube. Tito Puente Jr. 100, it's called. So we will be recording a full-length album for 2 weeks, March 15th through the 20th this year. And then after that, back out on tour. And hopefully we will release it on the anniversary of my father's passing, which will be May 31st, right before the summertime.
Right.
And then go on the road, hopefully, and do some concerts with the symphony.
Ooh.
A lot of big projects. We're also doing a documentary on the life story of my father too. That will be coming out with Vice Media. We're not sure which digital platform it's going to come out on, whether it be Hulu, Netflix. They're doing a bidding war right now, which is a great thing.
That part made the best one win.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's a solid 90 minutes of exclusive footage of my father at home in New York, and it's not the average stuff that you see. That you guys see on YouTube or television, where you see Tito Puente playing and he's so electric on TV and on stage. This is stuff more personal from our home archives that my mom took and I took with our little 8mm cameras from the 1970s all the way through his passing in 2000. So we got 3 decades of great Tito Puente footage of him at home, opening up Christmas gifts at Thanksgiving, cracking jokes. Potty mouth, the whole thing. You're going to hear Tito Puente in his element, being in the streets of New York, talking to people. Hey, how you doing? What's happening? Spanish and English. We got subtitles. It's really funny, and it's going to really show a man and his philanthropy of how he was in the humanistic side, his human being side, because a lot of people don't hear Tito Puente speak too much. They only see him. And they recognize him as the man with the white hair that plays the drums. But now you'll actually hear from him and hear the funny part about him. I'm going to show you the eclectic, and you'll see him scream at me and Audrey, my sister, when we were little, and, hey, you guys, get out of the garage. Don't touch my drums. We got some funny stuff. We playing tricks and jokes on him, and it will show him as a father.
Human side, yeah.
Human father. Tito Puente was a dad, yes.
Yeah.
Not just an incredible musician, but a dad.
Those are things that those that love him, love his music, are just going to just embrace it even more. And it's great because it allows the human side, right? The not the famous side.
Yeah, the fame. It's going to be almost like not a reality show, but you'll see Tito Puente when he comes home, and what does he do? He puts on his robe, his slippers, he got the dogs, all that. You're going to see that, stuff you've never seen before. He had such a very enclosed private life that we wanted to shine a little light on that, on how funny he was. He was just a hilarious person, and he was the Puerto Rican James Cagney, and then we're going to show him watching TV and all these movies that he used to love, and he would watch game shows a lot. He would watch and he would yell at the TV, Family Feud and the Jeopardy. He would yell at the TV, hey, what are they talking about? So I got him on film yelling at the television.
I love it. Well, thank you for giving us that sneak peek and just making time to let us know about this amazing show that, yet again, you can't miss it. If you are anywhere near Atlanta on January 12th, the only place to be is at the City Winery Atlanta. It's going to be a time. The tickets are available now at citywinery.com. And, grab your whole family. It's a Monday night. Nothing else better to do. I'm telling you, come on, have a good time. The wine is delicious. And I always like to tell people, City Winery doesn't just sell wine. If you want a non-alcoholic beverage, if you, don't do wine and you want something else, they got everything. So all we need is to have you in the building on Monday night. Tay's going to be outside, so it's going to be a good time. And so until next time, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Share this with a friend. Spread out the word. And until next time, y'all, we're going to see you outside. All right, y'all.